Oh my god. Oh my god. Grown-ass man, by the way. That was the most 12-year-old thing I've seen in my life, bro. Influencers who were shockingly arrested on live stream. Kids, take my advice. Just stay in school.
Around 50 viewers. She started her live stream in the parking lot of a bar, sitting in her car. From her slurred speech to her over-enthusiastic demeanor, it was obvious that Whitney was not sober. But when it was time to go, instead of calling a cab, Whitney decided that she was going to drive herself
Of course she
home.
did.
Naturally, she had a bunch of people speak up in her chat, calling her out for her actions, begging her to get a ride home, while others simply just insulted her for being so irresponsible. But Whitney didn't seem to care and didn't seem to realize how dangerous it was to drive. All Whitney cared about was the number of people watching and not realizing that the viewers weren't watching for her. They were watching because she was putting herself and others in danger.
Yo, chat, if you're the lawyer, what are you doing in this situation? Like, this is your client. Like, she comes in and she says, okay, I got this legal problem. Like, I need it to be solved. And then you come to find out she literally recorded herself, live streamed herself committing a felony. Literally. You know when they made the meme, like, caught in 4K? This is literally where the meme originated from.
It wouldn't be long before one of many concerned viewers puts a stop to it all. Around 40 minutes into her stream, you can hear sirens in the background. Whitney soon realizing that the cops were now on her tail. Turns out, once the stream was reported to the police, they were able to use Whitney's Periscope live stream to track down her real-time location, stopping her before she was able to make it to her destination.
Do not tell me she did a high-speed chase.
Sobriety test, which she failed almost immediately. And when asked to take a breath test, she refused to comply with the officers. She was promptly arrested for driving under the influence, which also came with a 6-month license suspension, 10 months of vehicle impoundment, and 12 months of probation. And if the story wasn't wild enough, don't worry. October 2015 had more than just one infamous arrest that was caught live on stream. This next incident, which involves a Twitch streamer by the name of Mr. Big, is a series of events that was fully captured on camera. Mr. Big's noise complaint turned robbery. Mr. Big was in his apartment streaming the multiplayer zombie game New Z to his Twitch channel, Mr. Big. But his gameplay would soon be interrupted by a sudden bang on his door. With no idea who it could be, Mr. Big opened it to find officers standing in the hallway. The police told him that they're there for a noise complaint. Immediately, the conversation with the officers goes south. It was clear that Mr. Big was not happy about the police randomly showing up at his house.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel him. I hate when that shit happens too. Like when they come to my house and they just got warrant. I mean, when they come to my house and, you know, they just want to surveil the area and just to knock on my door, that is annoying. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are you coming to my door for? Like, I'm a good citizen. I don't commit crimes. I pay my taxes.
Police know through his angry tone of voice. The officer is quick to call Mr. Big confrontational, and that only frustrates Mr. Big.
Damn, I see why they call him Mr. Big.
To tell the officer that their entire interaction was being live streamed, and that there were viewers witnessing everything happening in real time.
There's 62 people watching you right now.
Well, that's fine. The 62
62
they can have a good time watching this. I don't care.
From that point on, the conversation starts ramping up, with the officer and Mr. Big getting into a heated back and forth conversation.
Why the hell does his room look like that?
To get Mr. Big to identify himself, but he refuses, stating that
his room look like a torture chamber.
To remain anonymous.
I know my rights. That's the thing. You don't know my rights. You're trying to violate my rights.
The officer claimed that he had observed a crime happening at Mr. Big's apartment, which was, according to Mr. Big, just a loud sound. But since he was live streaming a video game, the alleged loud sound could have just been his reaction to the game. During this conversation, you can see another man walking around in the background of the hallway. That man was Mr. Big's neighbor, and according to Mr. Big, the man had been taking pictures of his apartment and making him uncomfortable for some time now.
This guy was taking pictures of me, and I feel like he's here to harass me. Can you please tell this individual to leave?
Mr. Big tried to change the topic by mentioning that his neighbor was eavesdropping and that he was suspicious of him, but the cops brushed that aside, continuing to press Mr. Big for his name.
Why is he acting like he's a bad bitch? Eavesdropping.
Refusing to cooperate, the police put him in cuffs, telling him that he's being arrested for failure to identify. The police removed Mr. Big from his home as the stream continues to roll. But just when you thought all the action was over, something unexpected happened.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Big's intuition about his neighbor was right.
Oh! Oh!
2 minutes after Mr. Big and the officers leave the building, the suspicious neighbor...
Oh my God!
The man is seen looking around the room before grabbing a pair of shoes and then exiting the frame.
Nigga, he robbed him!
Enters the apartment. This time, he's searching around the apartment, looking inside drawers and shoving items into his pockets. He does this for a little while before he leaves again, never to return. Whether or not he was aware that Mr. Big was live, no one knows. But Reddit had a lot to say about this incident that was caught on stream. Many Redditors speculated that the neighbor was the one who called the cops on Mr. Big. They believed that he did that intending to rob him after he was arrested.
Yo, chat, this nigga got blackmanned, bro! This nigga got blackmanned! That's something that would happen to a nigga, bro. I swear to God. I'm not gonna lie. It's never happened to me, but I can imagine some nigga complain about... Dude, that's crazy! Bro, this man came in with his Adidas tracksuit and fleeced his apartment clean on 4K!
If you're a Moist Critical fan, you might have heard of this guy, infamously known as the Creepy Streamer. This content creator's live streams have been criticized by almost every person
what an amazing
that's watched.
name to have.
The streamer goes by the name of Carl, currently having almost 15,000 followers on the streaming platform Kick, where he does just chatting live streams. But before his move to Kick, Carl was a broadcaster on Twitch, and a decently well-known one. His Twitch streams went viral because his entire character revolved around making people uncomfortable, particularly women. Carl would turn on his live stream and then start harassing women on the street that he didn't even know. He would approach these women, strike up a conversation, and regardless of how they felt, he would stalk them around the streets. No matter how much they would protest his actions, Carl wouldn't care. He would keep following these women around. Sometimes he would even laugh in their faces after he saw how uneasy they looked.
Bro, this nigga just looks like a serial. Is it just... Maybe it's the glass. Why he got those serial glasses on like that, man? He just looks like one of these kind of guys. I'm sorry, okay? If I was a woman and I seen this guy walking outside the street, bro, I'd be concerned, okay? I'd be concerned. I'm not gonna lie.
Twitch didn't want this sort of content on their platform, so they removed this channel for violating the site's terms of service.
And then he
Carl
just goes...
did whatever he wanted, even if it made some women scared.
Just really quick, just stop right now.
Sorry.
Just stop right now is crazy.
Sorry.
For a lot of women, this is a terrifying situation. Carl was a random stranger who approached them at night, openly admitting that he wouldn't leave them alone no matter how many times they told him to stop. So eventually, people began taking matters into their own hands. During one of his live streams, Carl was up to his usual antics. He handed his phone to his friend to record so that he could speak to a group of women on the street who, judging by their body language, were not trying to talk to him. With Carl's full attention on the women, he didn't notice that there were a few officers that were slowly approaching him behind his back. So when they put their hands on him to get him in cuffs, he was completely blindsided, and his reaction?
Thank
shock.
God, bro.
His friend, who was holding the camera, continued to stream the entire incident. He even says from behind the camera that Carl has done nothing wrong.
Preston, Carl.
Done nothing wrong?
When in reality, his arrest was completely justified, with everything that he's done completely documented on Carl's...
Hey, arrest that guy too that said he did nothing wrong.
Sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. That didn't stop Carl from pursuing content creation. He now streams on Kick and continues to make IRL content.
You're gonna think that I'm violent, chat. I'm sorry. Niggas like this need to get their ass whooped. You wanna know why people like this get away with doing this? It's because they never got an ass whooping before in their life. They never got a solid ass whooping for the things that they did. Their mama never whooped their ass. Their daddy never whooped their ass. Daddy's probably never in their life to begin with. Okay? And so nobody ever gave him a solid ass whooping for doing stupid shit like this. This guy needs to get punched across the face, bro. I swear to God. Yo, Chad, just imagine this is your sister that he's coming up to or harassing. Imagine this is your mom, your girlfriend, your cousin, like your daughter. Like, can you imagine this is your daughter that he's coming up to doing this shit? This guy needs to get his ass whooped. Like, this guy just needs a solid ass whoop. Just a solid, just a solid knock to the jaw. You know, one of them solid knock to the jaws. Like, you know, like just a solid knock to the jaw. You know what I'm saying? Just one of them solid knocks to the jaws where, his mouth just swells up like Kanye's did when he got into the car accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I want. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. I really don't.
This next streamer was airing out dirty laundry with an ex-business partner, all live on stream. The meltdown of a crypto creator.
Uh-oh.
Ben Armstrong is a well-known crypto influencer and also former host of the popular YouTube channel BitBoy Crypto, which he ran with Cassie Wolf. He was very well established in the crypto community and even had his own cryptocurrency named after him called BenCoin. With a flourishing YouTube career and a growing community of fans, things were going great for Ben. However, he would throw it all away in just 37 minutes with a live stream that would change the course of his life forever. On September 25th, 2023, Ben went to his Twitter to post this special announcement. The tweet said, "I'll be going live soon from a very special location on YouTube, so get ready. This is going to be good." At the time, fans didn't think too much about it. Content creators made posts like this all the time, and they were likely under the assumption that he was going to reveal a new project or another altcoin. But when the viewers found out what this very special location was, they were completely caught off guard. The special location that Ben mentioned was the home of his former business partner, Carlos Diaz.
Oh, you can't do that!
Several business ventures together, none of which have taken off. Not much is known about these projects, but with what Ben did next, it was obvious that the relationship ended on a bad note. During the live stream, Ben made several claims that Carlos had ties to the Houston Mafia and made a bunch of other defamatory remarks.
He's mobbed up?
He even claimed that Carlos had stolen his Lamborghini, which is why he was currently outside his house. He wanted that Lamborghini back. When fans questioned his actions, Ben defended himself by saying that Carlos had been manipulating him to the point where he couldn't take it any longer. He had to take a stand.
Man who death threatened me took my Lamborghini.
Death threatened you by taking your Lamborghini? What?
In his story, he said that upon arriving at Carlos's house, he tried to confront Carlos directly, but Carlos ran away.
I go knock on the door, and you know what he does? He turns and he runs.
However, the doorbell camera footage told a different story.
He shows up, goes to the door, rings the doorbell, and then does this.
For the first half of the stream, Ben...
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro, that was the most 12-year... Bro, this is Chad, this is a grown-ass man, by the way. Okay, this is a grown-ass man. Looks to be in his 50s. That was the most 12-year-old thing I've seen in my life, bro. I don't even think 12-year-olds do that shit anymore. That was crazy.
Ranting at the camera, all while claiming that he was completely fine mentally. He stated that what he was doing was not out of paranoia or because he was crazy, but because it was necessary.
Dog, crashing out at 50 years old is not good for your health.
Somebody just texted me and said they're gonna call the cops. I will really enjoy the cops coming here.
Shit.
I really enjoy. I really enjoy it.
At around the 19-minute mark of the stream, police arrived on the scene. The first thing that they did was question Ben, asking if he had anything dangerous on him. Ben responded that there was nothing on him, but there was something in his car.
Stop! Oh, stop! I couldn't hear.
You have a weapon on you?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
So
I have one in my vehicle, but I do not have a weapon on me.
When the police went to investigate his car, they found that there was another person inside the vehicle. That person was Cassie Wolf, who was the co-founder of BitBoy Crypto. The live stream caught Ben having an affair with this woman.
Oh no!
Conversation with the police, the officers leaving the viewers to stare at a black screen. Through the audio, you can hear Ben trying to explain the entire situation from his point of view to the police, but to no avail. Eventually, he got arrested for loitering and simple assault by inducing fear in another. This next content creator went from YouTuber to kick streamer, and her transition has been insanity. Inside the viral kidnapping victim prank.
Oh no. I think
Natalie Reynolds is a content creator with over 4.5 million subscribers on YouTube, 2.4 million on TikTok, and 355,000 followers on Instagram. She rose to fame when she and her ex-boyfriend Zachary Hulsman created several joint couple social media accounts under the username Nat and Zach, but the two have since broken up, with Natalie taking over all the accounts and rebranding them as her own. Although Natalie already has a pretty big following on social media.
Yo, chat, are you allowing that? Yo, you and your girl make a channel? Yo, chat, are you allowing that? You and your girl break up. You guys make a channel together. You guys grow it to like this ridiculous, preposterous number. And then she just takes everything. That's like something that would happen in a divorce. You know what I'm saying? That's like something, that sounds like something that happens in like a bad divorce. You know what I mean? And this just happened to this. Wow. Okay. Nah, I'd get it back in blood. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's crazy.
All her efforts have been going toward her growing Kick channel, which has 13,000 followers. Natalie tried to be different on the platform by streaming a wide variety of pranks, usually pretty out there content, some of which landed her in some serious controversy. In December of 2023, Natalie went live on her Kick channel
Did
with
she have a
brand new
do-rag on?
prank, one that pushed the boundaries of what was okay when it comes to content.
Nigga, why
The
she got
prank
a
was that
do-rag
she would
on?
drive around town in a white van trying to hand out candy to children.
You want some free candy?
Many of the parents were not pleased with this prank and even openly expressed that to her face during the stream. But to make matters worse, Natalie would approach actual families and point them in the direction of her van, telling the kids that there was candy inside.
Oh my
Does anyone want
god.
free candy? You want free candy?
Yo, if this was a
Does
nigga
anybody
doing
want free
this shit,
candy?
he'd be a...
No? Anyone
Yo.
want free candy?
Hey, yo.
This is your once in a lifetime opportunity to get something for free. Something.
Come on in.
Here.
When they got in the van, what they saw was enough to scare the kids and adults. As the stream went on, Natalie and her friends continued to drive around the streets of Miami in their van looking for more people to prank. But it seemed that their prank escalated way too far because the locals ended up calling the police to report the van as suspicious. When officers arrived on the scene, they were quick to demand everyone in the vehicle to get out and have their hands up. The officers were clearly on high alert given the nature of the situation and a possible crime.
Damn, they're getting treated like black people.
The stream
Holy
then ends suddenly as the camera falls to the ground just as Natalie and her companions were being forced out of the vehicle and onto the ground. The clip soon went viral online with many people, particularly on X, criticizing Natalie for this poorly executed social experiment. And while Natalie's charges have not been confirmed, she's since returned to streaming on Kick and making content for her other social media pages.
Chat, I'm just warning you right now. Any of you niggas do this shit, you're going to jail. Like this, I just really want to point this out for anybody that thinks this is a good idea. Just remember, this is a little white blonde girl. Okay, pretty white blonde girl. If any of you niggas do this shit, you're going to jail. Okay, you're getting locked up.
But while Natalie may have accidentally gotten caught up with the law, this next content creator is well aware of the crimes they've committed. Gideon's warranted arrest.
Gideon
On April
got arrested?
17th, 2023, popular YouTuber and former Twitch streamer Gideon was streaming on Instagram Live and driving around Houston, Texas. He was just cruising around talking to his chat when he got pulled over by an officer for a traffic stop. Now, what normally would have been just a ticket, if not just a warning, turned into something much more when the officer realized that the YouTuber had an active warrant out for his arrest.
Oh,
Instead of getting
shit!
a citation, Gideon ended up with a pair of handcuffs on his wrists. Right when the cop had pulled him over, Gideon had told his audience of 22,000 viewers that he might be getting arrested.
Oh, you guys might see me get arrested.
Active warrant for what?
Knocking in the cab. Oh my gosh.
Although the traffic stop was just for going over the speed limit, Gideon himself knew that he was likely going to see a jail cell because he had already previously been informed of his arrest warrant, but didn't do anything about it. Back in February of that same year, Gideon had participated in a prank with fellow content creator Dammy that landed him in a bit of trouble with campus security. In a video titled "My College Professor Rejected Me," posted by Dammy, the two had visited the University of Houston campus to film some content. The idea of the video was for the two YouTubers to hand out flowers and teddy bears to female professors as part of a Valentine's Day prank. But of course, the reactions to their prank were not positive. The two were asked to leave the campus multiple times because they were disrupting the students, but continued filming. They got the police called on them, and that's when Dammy and Gideon finally left the school. During that time, an arrest warrant was issued for trespassing on the college campus and evading the police. 2 months after the video went live, Gideon received a call from the Houston Police Department informing him of his warrant. He took to live. That's when Dammy and Gideon finally left the school. During that time, an arrest warrant was issued for trespassing on the college campus and evading the police. 2 months after the video went live, Gideon received a call from the Houston Police Department informing him of his warrant. He took to Twitter to post about this call on April 10th, 2023. Instead of addressing the warrant, Gideon instead decided to make another tweet the next day announcing that he was back in Houston. And there was nothing that the Houston Police Department could do about it. Gideon...
Yo, isn't Gideon supposed to be a Christian? Like, what the hell? What made it? Why are you... Okay, anyways.
Then went about his usual ways in Houston, driving around a bit recklessly on the road, which led to the traffic stop and ultimately his arrest. The entire arrest was documented on his Instagram Live, which had over 20,000 viewers at the time. The officer even told him that he had initially just planned on issuing him a warning, but because of the warrant, he had no choice but to take him in. Even though he was getting arrested live on stream, Gideon was so unaffected by the entire thing that he even asked the police officer if he could pose for a thumbnail.
What? Look at a thumbnail? A who? A thumbnail?
What?
Before you put the handcuffs on?
I'll let you do that once we get to the station, okay, bud?
Okay.
Gideon's arresting officer ended up being pretty chill, but the other content creators were not so lucky. While Gideon committed a victimless crime, other YouTubers have done much worse on college campuses. The creator who shut down a university.
Oh my God, how? How?
At the top of everyone's mind is undoubtedly Arab Andes. This content creator who was once full of potential is now turned into nothing more than a lesson learned for anyone doing in real life streams. YouTuber and Twitch streamer Arab Andy was known for pushing the limits when it came to his content. He was also a prime example that you need to be careful with text-to-speech donation alerts, because if the wrong message was read aloud, your entire career could blow up in your face. On May 31st, 2015, Andy was streaming himself walking around the University of Washington campus, sitting in on lectures and even interacting with some students. But just minutes into the stream, a donation alert with a text-to-speech message would play on his phone. For some context, a text-to-speech alert is a type of notification that streamers use to let donors write personalized messages that are read aloud. The message
that's such a bad idea.
The message that was attached to a $4.20 donation was a fake bomb threat.
Attention. Has been successfully activated.
Oh.
Countdown successfully started.
Holy shit!
Instinctively, everyone ran out of the classroom.
Yo, chat, don't laugh. Do not laugh. Don't laugh, because if you were put in this situation, you would be running just as fast as those kids. Wow, that's crazy. Yo, that is insane. Yo, people nowadays just got no filter. I swear to God, just got no filter. Okay.
One wanted to risk being a victim of an explosion. A student in the classroom detailed their experience on a Reddit forum, saying that Andy had walked in suspiciously, lingering by the door and with a large backpack. Although, looking back, it seemed a bit obvious that it was a prank. In that moment, no one wanted to take any chances, especially since Andy was a complete stranger and had never been seen before in that class. After the alert went off, Andy remained in the classroom so that he could film the students and the professors running away for his stream. It seemed as though Andy wasn't understanding the severity of the situation.
Yeah, that's like
he
terrorism.
Continued to stroll through the hallways.
And it doesn't help that he's out of. Oh my God.
He made it as far as the nearby town before the police caught up to him.
On the ground right now. Wait, what's going on? On the ground. Don't make any sudden moves. Oh yeah, I'm recording, bro.
During this arrest, which was captured on stream, Andy is telling the police officer that he didn't do anything wrong and that he shouldn't be arrested.
What are you doing, bro? Hey,
Dog,
just listen to the officer. Put your hand behind your back.
Didn't do nothing wrong.
The video then shows Andy getting pushed onto the ground and cuffs being placed on him before it eventually goes dark, with only audio being heard from the stream. And if the situation wasn't already serious enough, Andy's community took it upon themselves to make things even worse. They once again sent more inappropriate text-to-speech donation messages, one of them being an audio snippet of NWA's F the Police.
Free Arab, he did nothing wrong. This is a misunderstanding, officer.
The thing is, this wasn't even Andy's first time using text-to-speech donation messages to cause public disturbances. He had been previously under fire for playing messages containing slurs on public transportation, which stirred up a bit of controversy. But the scale of this prank was much higher than usual. An entire college campus had to be evacuated and shut down because of his trolling, which is why he was arrested and given a hefty bail of $75,000. After this incident, Arab Andy has seemingly disappeared from the internet. No one knows if it's for good, but there hasn't been any word of his return since.
He's not getting out of jail. Yeah, he's in jail. He's not getting out. Like, dude, he's done. Put a fork in his ass. He's done. You think America plays with terrorism and bomb jokes and that and bomb? America don't play. Listen, I'm not American. I'm not from America. But one thing I know about America is they don't play games with like bombs and like some kind of stuff. They don't play games with that.
His decline can be traced back to his inappropriate text-to-speech messages. Some content creators are responsible for their own downfall. In the most well-known case, FouseyTube.
Oh
Into the
my
insane
God.
mind of FouseyTube.
Oh my God.
FouseyTube, a famous YouTuber and now Kick live streamer.
Chat, we know this
one
one.
of the biggest content creators out there for years. I mean, I used to love watching his prank videos like ages ago. But recently, his content has shifted and fans have become more and more worried about his mental well-being. Since Fousey had started focusing on live streaming, it's become easier for his fans to see the red flags in his behavior. With streaming, everything was happening in real time, which meant that there was no edits or changes to footage. This made it much harder for Fousey to hide his mental state from his audience. In August of 2023, Fousey has been doing a subathon for his Kick channel, which is a continuous live stream that goes on for as long as the timer is running, with the timer increasing with every new subscription and donation. The stream was live 24/7. During the subathon, Fousey had shown some strange behavior. For example, he decided to walk through the traffic on a busy freeway, which caused many of his fans to be concerned as to why he would do such a thing. But things really started to unravel on August 23rd, 2023. Fousey was streaming from his Miami hotel room when he started to become insanely paranoid. He'd already openly expressed to his community that he'd been struggling with some mental health issues due to excessive internet hate. And in his stream, you could see how all this was affecting him. Fousey was clearly wound up about something and looked extremely scared. He kept telling his stream that he had a stalker who knew his hotel room number and he felt unsafe in this room.
When somebody like FouseyTube says that they have mental health issues, you know what that means, bro. He's doing a lot of goddamn drugs. He's on a lot of goddamn drugs that he probably don't even know how to pronounce half of them. He's on a lot of drugs that he probably don't even know the name of. Okay, that he can't even properly pronounce. All right, that's just for the record. I just want to let you guys know, when somebody like FouseyTube says that, that's what that means. He's pumped up with a lot of adrenaline, if you know what I'm saying. All right.
Claimed that the stalker had been calling him and his mother, making threats to their lives. Fousey escalated this to the cops as a result. While live on stream, he talked to a dispatcher, convincing them that he was in real danger.
Yeah, we seen
Fousey
this.
would even go as far to say that there was a gun pointed at him to try to get the police sent to his hotel.
Send the cops.
They're able to help you. I'm not gonna argue.
Oh, ma'am, he left. Ma'am, he left. Help, get them. Help, bye. Ma'am, Intercontinental, what's my room number? Help, tell me. 2027.
After ending the call with the dispatcher, Fousey then proceeded to record videos for his other social media on his phone. And when concerned friends started calling his phone to get him help, Fousey took to his stream to address everyone.
I don't know you. Every single one of you, I don't know you. I don't know you further than I can throw you. If I wasn't famous, none of y'all would give.
This is a crazy crash. Chat, what drugs do you think he's on?
Four Miami police officers arrive at Fousey's hotel room. After searching the room and seeing that there was no immediate danger like the dispatch call had claimed, the officers began asking him some questions. Fousey mentioned he didn't feel safe because someone had been making threatening calls to him and his mother. Even though the cops were listening to his story, Fousey was frustrated that they weren't taking any action, which led him to become even more aggressive.
Just wasting tax dollars.
Are you guys gonna do everything? We're recording. That's what I'm recording. What are you guys doing? Are you gonna arrest him? Why is in their cars out looking for him right now?
Fousey continuously tells the officers that although he doesn't know the identity of the stalker, he does know their address, and expressed his desire for the police to arrest the stalker right in that instant. Despite what he was saying, officers could tell that Fousey was ultimately safe and that they were planning on leaving, but Fousey would not let that happen.
They couldn't tell that he was on
screaming and
shouting. Tell what he was on?
He was swearing at them, calling them idiots because he was clearly in danger and they needed to protect him.
How do you want us to look for him if you don't know where he's
I have his address!
What is his address?
I said grab my security 20 minutes ago!
With no actual leads and a mentally unstable person in their midst, the officer decided that the best course of action was to arrest Fousey. Despite multiple attempts to get him to calm down, the police officers couldn't get Fousey to relax, and they ultimately had to put him in cuffs and take him away. Fousey was enraged by this and threatened the cops with public shaming from his community as well as legal action. Even as he was being arrested, Fousey didn't stop screaming and yelling things like "Free Fousey" while he was being taken down to the station live on stream.
Hey, free Fousey! Hashtag free Fousey!
Yo, chat, what the hell do you think happened to FouseyTube? Okay, now that that's over, and now that we're done watching that, whatever the hell that was, what the hell do you think happened to FouseyTube? Like, because like when I was a kid, right, and I was watching his videos, he seemed he seemed normal. Like, he seemed like a normal, happy kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he used to make happy, happy-go-lucky normal videos. And then at some point, bro, he just became whatever the hell he became. I don't even know what the hell happened to him. He just became this lunatic. Like, I like to always make the joke that, like, okay, this is what drugs do, right? But, like, how do we know that it's actually, like, maybe he's just like that. Maybe it's not even drugs. Like, maybe he's just like that. You know what I mean? His brain just completely, like, switch into, like, this lunatic phase where he's just crazy. Because he was never always like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys let me know. You guys let me know in the comments. What do you guys think about? Which one of these do you think is the crazy? Personally, I think that the one where the dude was doing the fake bomb thing at the university, that's insane. That's just, oh my God, that's probably the worst one. That really is the worst one. But you guys let me know other things you want me to react to in the future, because, you know, this is what I do. I don't have any life, okay? I don't have no job. Yeah, I'm unemployed. So, yeah, you guys let me know what other things you'd want me to react to in the future. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts. Like I said, I read every comment. I see the good, the bad, the ugly, the death threats. I promise I read everything, and I try to respond when I can, okay? So you guys leave me your thoughts down below. And with all that being said, I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.
See just how I'm coming, yeah, I did this on my own. Don't you tell me something, cause I did it all alone. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah. Came up from the guys and niggas show me some respect. Niggas mad cause I ain't break 'em off on all these checks. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah.